Hi, EC North. I'm so excited for our experiment today. It's going to be really fun. We're going to try something called water racing. So when you have water racing, you're trying to figure out how fast or how slow a water drop can move. In order for us to start our experiment, we need a few materials. You need wax paper, food coloring, a jar or container, water, of course, and a straw. Now, I'm going to do this just by myself, and it's something you can do with a little bit of help to set up, but that you can try to do on your own once you are everything set up. All right, let's get started. I've got almost all of my materials set up here. I'm going to show you one by one. I've got my wax paper. Took a little bit for me to find it. I've got a straw. I've got a container. And I use my food coloring to make my container, the water in my container, blue. So I found my food coloring. In my spice cabinet. I chose a color that I really liked. I like blue, and I also like purple. And so I made my water blue. Now, after you got your water, you want to be really safe with it. You want to make sure that all the water stays in the jar unless you're using something to take it out. Like you can use your straw to get little drops of water onto your wax paper. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so I've got my wax paper. It's kind of hard to see, but here it is. Got my wax paper. I tore up a good amount so that I can do my water race. Now, the thing that you want to do is that you want to have water drops that are a couple different sizes, because what you want to test is, does a small drop move slower or faster than a large drop? That's the first part that we're going to do. It is pretty simple. You get your jar with your water in it. You dip your straw in it. And you let some of the drops fall onto the paper. As the drops get smaller and smaller, then you can see which ones you're going to try first. I have a couple of big drops here. 1, 2, 3 big drops. Then I have a couple of small drops on this side. 1, 2, 3. So what I am going to do is I am going to choose a drop. I'm going to choose a drop, and I want to go with the big drop first. I am thinking in my head, I think the big drop is going to go really slowly. I feel like it's going to go slower than the small drop, but I need to test it out. So I'm going to get my straw. I'm going to put my mouth on it, and I'm going to do a big blow. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Let's do it one more time. Can you guys see those water drops moving? It's okay if more than one water drop moves. But when you do your second or your third blow to get the water further across, you want to try to focus in your straw on the drop that you really want to go. I want this drop to go to the very edge of the paper. So I'm going to do one more blow. And this time I'm going to do a little bit slower because I don't want to get my couch wet, but I do want to get the water drop to the edge. So I'm going to do some slow blows. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's my slow blow. I'm going to do one more blow. Okay, and it's made its way all the way to the edge of the paper. I would say that was much faster than I thought it was going to be. Now, thankfully, I can record the things that I thought in my science journal. My science journal might look a little different from yours. I didn't have a whole lot of paper, so I kind of did what Jill suggested. I took one sheet of paper and I folded it into 4. opening my paper, and on one spot I put experiment number 1 because that is what we're doing right now. First experiment for me. It might be your second experiment, and that is okay. If it's your second experiment, then write experiment number 2. Okay. So I tried it with a big drop. I'm gonna try it with a small drop, and guess what? Once you're done with that, you can turn your paper. Right now I have my paper kind of the hamburger way. We can turn it the hot dog way, and we can make our drops go even further. You can see how far they can go. And if you want to be very, very fancy, you can get a timer. You can time yourself to see how fast it'll take you to get across. I'm going to show you what timer I'm going to use. This is a timer that I have handy. It's just the one on my phone. It's the one on my phone. So I'm opening up my timer app. It's really a stopwatch app. Got my stopwatch app, and I'm going to race myself. I want to see how long it's going to take me to get one drop from here to here. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to put another couple drops. I'm dipping my straw in. I want to put some drops on my paper. Okay, there we go. We've got one big drop here. You can see it. Got one big drop here. I'm getting my straw again. I've got my timer, my stopwatch. I'm going to time myself to see how fast I can get it across. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, I'm pressing start now. All right, that was 13 seconds it took me to get my big water droplet all the way across the paper. All right, I would love to know how fast it takes you to get your water droplet across the paper. Does it take slower or faster for a big or a small water drop to get across the paper? I'm excited to hear your responses. Once I'm done with my experiment and all the things that I learned, I'm gonna write a couple of things down in my science journal. I'm gonna write something like 13 seconds, big drop, because that's how long it took my big drop to get all the way across my paper. All right, I'm excited to see how your experiments go. Bye.